welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Hope you guys are really well. So today is your June 2016 month ahead forecast. Before I start, if you'd like a private reading with me, Capricorn, just go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. All the details should be going across the screen as I speak. I'm also coming up with your a couple of things I'm coming up with, 2 or 3 things actually, I think it is on the channel. I'm doing your live spread reading next, okay, so, well, it's not going to be next, but it's coming up. It's your live spread reading, and it will span from June up until the end of the year. It's an updated one. I think I did the last one sort of November, December time for the sign. And also what's coming up is a love spread. This will be running, I'm going to be recording them in June, but they'll be out in July, okay, so the end of June, beginning of July, okay, and that will span from July right up until the end of the month. So we'll have a look at what's coming in generally in your love life, okay, for the second part. And also I've just recorded how to get over a broken heart video. It just came to me spur of the moment, Capricorn. A lot of people come to me for love readings, and you know, sometimes it shows reconciliations, the personal readings do, and sometimes it simply doesn't. In fact, a lot of them don't, funnily enough. So, you know, what I want to say is that with that video, it just felt really appropriate to put that out just to everybody who's suffering from a broken heart and how they can get over it in terms of the tarot. So that you can look forward to that. If you'd like to join me on Facebook, guys, all of the details are also down below. So that being said, Capricorn, let's get on with your reading. Just to let you know, there's been slight modifications. I'm not sure whether I did this with you guys for the main reading, but I've modified the reading slightly for the month of June, and it will be look this way now. I'm looking to do even more modifications to these readings because I really enjoy doing them this way. You've got your normal 11 card spread, 2 cards at the top to serve as your general energy for the month, a card to the right which will serve as the advice card from the universe slash the overall theme, and 8 cards in the middle, people, situations, events, that type of thing coming in for the month of June. What I do now is at the end of the reading, I will then pull clarifiers. Now, they're for each cluster of 2 cards. Okay, so what the clarifiers do is they will tell me the reason for the first set of cards. Okay, so they'll say what the foundation of the problem is or the issue is or what's been going on with you and why you've arrived at a certain situation in June. Okay, and this will be for the 8 cards, so it's 1 card per 2, and then also I'll put down a clarifying card for the general situation or the general energy in the month of June, and also if I need to a general a clarification card for the advice stroke overall theme. So I hope that makes sense to you. And for the clarifiers, I use the Witch's Tarot. So I use this deck for the clarification cards and my normal Rider-Waite deck for the reading. Alright, so let's make a start. I'm just going to focus on my candle. Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn for the month of June. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. 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 Show me Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of June 2016. Show me what's coming in for Capricorn. All those born under Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. What's coming in for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for June 2016. I'm shuffling the cards now, Universe. And when I stop, I'm going to put the deck on the table. I'm going to split it into 3. Collect the deck back up. And I'd like you to show me the 2 top cards from the top of the deck to reflect the general energies. The 1 card from the bottom of the deck to reflect the advice that you have for Capricorn during June. And the 8 cards in the middle to reflect the situations, people, energies in the month of June for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Showing what's happening for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month of June 2016. So we're going to put 2 cards at the top, split the deck. Card from the bottom. And the 8 cards in the middle. Okay, let's see. Now, I don't normally turn over the 8 cards just yet, Capricorn, because I want to see how everything unfolds. I'm just going to do the 2 general energies, the general energy from the top and the advice card so far. Let's see. Well, this is you. Okay. Right, I do feel that there are issues around money in the month of June 2016 for Capricorns, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles showing here. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is a card about, you know, if we were to look at the tarot as being, for example, the Queen and Woman, it doesn't have to be though. It's the men and males and females watch these videos. So the Queen of Pentacles can be anyone who is, I believe, I feel she might be a Capricorn. She is a Capricorn, I'm sure. She's Capricorn or Taurus, but she's an earth sign anyway. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. All right, I'm pretty sure that she's, you know, she's probably a Capricorn. But she's an earth sign, so we'll put her down as being Capricorn, male or female, obviously. And she's looking at the 1 pentacle, so she's looking at what she has. Now, usually I find that when I get a Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody who's looking at their own self-worth. So they're looking at what they've got, they're looking at what they need to build, they're making detailed plans. They're, because Queens are more the influential cards, okay? It's, to me, they represent more to do with processes that we're going through before we come to take the action with the Kings, if that makes any sense. So you could get a King of Pentacles in a reading, and you could be, for example, the King of Pentacles can represent somebody who's actually going to make a purchase. So if you're a King of Pentacles, sometimes it can mean that you're going to make that purchase. The Queen of Pentacles can be where you're thinking of making the purchase. So what the Queen of Pentacles would do is that she would look at what her finances were, and then she would assess what she needs to distribute or what she's got spare. And then once she's deciphered all of that, the King takes the baton on and the King spends the money. So, for example, you could have a King of Pentacles, and then you could have like the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles in this instance for me would be, I've got the money, but I need to look at the potential of what it is that I'm looking to buy. Because remember, Pentacles aren't just money, they're actually things. They're actually objects. They're actually objects that we're looking at because they're real, okay? They're in existence here and now. So they represent money, but other things, clothes, cars, cameras, videos, those types of things. Okay, so the King is the action taker. The Queen kind of works it out, and then the King takes on the baton, if that makes any sense. He's the more certain card. Not to say that the Queen of Pentacles isn't certain, because she's very detailed, she's very practical, she's very methodical. I feel that you're looking at things quite methodically and quite practically in the month of June, Capricorn. But there is a sense of worry around this for some reason, because we've got the 9 of Swords. So for some of you guys, there might be some worries around the home, potentially, for some of you guys, and it could be to do with finances. There could also be something to do with a job, maybe, that you're worried over, Capricorn, in the month of June, because the Queen of Pentacles is a career woman, okay? Sometimes she can work in, a lot of the time you'll find Queen of Pentacles work in a finance sector, so it could be a bank or a financial institution. They can be managers, they can be supervisors, even kind of like top managers, CEOs, that type of thing. But you'd usually find that with the King of Pentacles. But they can be in very high positions. But what the Queen of Pentacles does is she moves herself up the scale. So I feel that you're evaluating something. It could be in terms of your home, because remember, Pentacles are related to buildings, the home, earth, agriculture, that type of thing. I feel that you're looking at something either to do with your home, or to do with, because she's also a mother, so it could be also something maybe to do with the family for some of you guys who are single parents. And I feel that you might be having some worries or fears around that. And we've got the advice card, which is the 7 of Pentacles. It could mean that, you know, don't worry about it because your rewards are coming in. Because the 7 of Pentacles as a card can mean that you get rewarded, okay? You've put a lot of hard work into something and now you're just going to be reaping the rewards. So maybe some of you guys are waiting on some financial news potentially, all right? Some big financial news, because usually when you get a Queen of Pentacles or a Queen of Wands, sometimes these cards, especially with the Queen of Wands, she can represent some major news that's coming to you. Queen of Pentacles, I feel could be some major financial news that maybe you're worrying about, or it's simply that you're worrying about something financial. This could also be an advice card that says that you're reaching a crossroads, okay, and you need to make a definitive decision on which path you're going to take. So for some of you guys, it might be literally within the month of June, you have to make a decision maybe between career and something else, because maybe you're devoting too much time towards the career and other things are suffering potentially. Because the Seven of Pentacles is a card about evaluating whether something stays the same or whether you take a new path or a new road. So you might be kind of trying to balance something out here. Let's have a look at your other two cards. Well, I feel that it's decision time, but I feel that you're afraid to make it for some reason, because we've got Judgment showing first. But then we've got the Nine of Wands, and I'm noticing how this guy, remember I deal in tarot interaction as well as what the meanings of the cards are. So I look at pictures and I look at where they're facing and how they look. The Nine of Wands guy, if you look at that. He looks fearful and he's looking directly over at Judgment. All right, now Judgment is rebirth. So Judgment means that it's time for a change. It's time for something to be lifted, or something to be... It's time to heed a call, or it's time to listen to the call, because the angel is calling these people and he's telling them to rise. So metaphorically, this card can stand for that something has been fairly redundant for a time, and now suddenly something comes in and it kind of rears its head again. But for some reason, you guys, I feel, are scared of something here rearing its head. Or, you know, usually with Judgment, people are happy for this rebirth. They're happy for this thing to come in. But the Judgment card can also mean it's a call to action. So if the Nine of Wands guy, and the Nine of Wands is often a card where something has got to such a boiling point that then there is inevitably going to be a fight or flight or fall syndrome coming in after it. Because the Nine of Wands is not only a card about sensing trouble or sensing some form of problem, but it's also a card about persevering, almost to the point of exhaustion. And I feel here that for some of you guys, it could be that there's a judgment that you need to make. It could be that you're fearing a judgment potentially over something, that you're trying, because the Nine of Wands guy, he always looks like he's trying to protect his territory. So for some of you guys, you might be trying to protect something here, and maybe you're afraid that a judgment is going to kind of weaken you. So for some of you guys, it could be that you're afraid of the loss of your home, or you're afraid of something to do within your home that you're going to lose, or your finances, or a job maybe that you're going to lose. And maybe this is why you're evaluating this, because sometimes this is where you're evaluating how much money you've got or how much money you've saved. You're keeping account of that, okay? So for some of you guys, you might be fearing some sort of judgment coming in, or some news coming in, because judgment can also mean news. You get Judgment and the Eight of Wands, it means it's a message from Spirit. All right, it's a message from the above. All right, but I feel that you've already got your message here, and I feel that you're fearing it. Okay, it's almost like something is being called time on, and you guys might be fearing this around the month of June. Let's have a look at the other cards. Well, I feel it's time to put something in order, because we've got the Nine of Pentacles. And it's funny because this showed up for, I think it was Taurus, actually, when I did their reading yesterday. We've got the Nine of Pentacles here. And we've also got the Emperor. Okay. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is usually referenced to a home as well. She's like that Queen of Pentacles, and this is you guys. All right. And I feel that this is something to do with what you have built up. It's definitely, I feel that this reading, we've got so many Pentacle cards, you know, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles as an advice card. So I definitely feel it's something to do with the home or finances here and what you are building up. The Emperor means to put things in order. It means to regain a sense of control over a situation. It can also be something to do with an establishment, an old establishment, like court or government or something like that, okay? For some of you guys, there might be a threat to your finances somewhere along the line, if any of this is resonating with you. There could also be a judgment that you are fearing. It could be something to do with your home, what you possess, what you have. It might be that somebody has some form of ownership over that or over you. The Emperor could also mean that maybe you are trying to establish some form of order within your life. It could mean something to do maybe with a partner, potentially. But we'll get the clarifiers out and see if we can get any more depth on those cards. Let's have a look at the other ones. I feel that you have a decision to make here. Because we've got two cards that are facing outwards of each other. And it's the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Can you see how those cards are directly opposite each other? When you get cards that are opposite, if a clarifier comes up and it shows the Two of Swords, to me that says you have a decision to make and things are up in the air. Because the Two of Wands is about going on a new journey. It's about having an intention to go out into the world. You have the world in your hands, okay? And it's about whether you take one route or another. It's often the card of being in a crossroads. But the Five of Pentacles means being shut out, okay? It means closing the door on something. It means a major blockage. So I feel that you have a decision that you need to make on whether to take a new route towards something here, or whether to kind of play the fall guy or play the victim somewhere along the line. So this is what I was saying when we started the reason. It almost felt like a fight or flight syndrome here, whether you fight for something or whether you kind of allow somebody to take something from you. It's whether you persevere with something and whether you fight for it. Well, that's interesting because you are Capricorn, and we have the Ace of Pentacles showing here. But we also have the Queen of Cups. Now, Queen of Cups would usually be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So she's not a Capricorn. But maybe this is something to do with you in terms of your energy. Queen of Cups as an energy would go inside to understand a situation, because it shows money being offered to this woman here. Okay? So I feel it's something to do with a trade-off, potentially. Something to do with something that's being offered to you here. Okay? You aren't the Queen of Cups as a court card, but as an energy you can be. Because she's the type of woman who goes inward to try and understand a situation. And once she's got a hold on it, she passes the baton over to the King of Cups, who then says, I'm completely controlled in this situation and I can go out into the world with my head held high and I feel good about myself because I'm in control. I feel that you're trying to assume some form of control here. It could be that some help is being offered to you in order to do that. It could maybe be even where you're offering help, all right, to someone, because it is a pentacle card which can often obviously reference you guys. So it could be where you're offering help to someone here. All right, maybe this Queen of Pentacles is you, and maybe the Nine of Swords is somebody else who is worrying here. And maybe you're looking at how much money you have and whether you can help this person or not. So for some of you guys, you might be helping somebody in the month of June, Capricorn. But there's definitely, I feel, something to do with money, just by the amount of pentacle cards. And I believe that this situation will literally be taking form in June. Because when you get lots of pentacles in a reading, it means the situation is literally starting to manifest, or it's manifested into the outside world. Literally. But all readings manifest in the outside world because they're tarot, so they're predicting what's going to be happening the following month or whenever. We're going to get some clarification cards with this reading to see. Now, the clarification cards can either change up a meaning of what I've just said, not to say that it's invalid what I've just said. That's your first reading, but the second sort of reading, it's kind of like a second reading. It'll either expand on what I'm talking about, so giving you a deeper clarity towards what this issue is, or it might even change the meaning up. So why do we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords? What is the reason for the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords? Spirit, show me what the meaning is for the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Well, it's the Knight of Wands. So some of you guys might be looking at moving home, because the Knight of Wands references moving. All right? Changing career, changing your location. Often, yeah, changing your... So you might be moving from one state to another. You might be moving from one city to another. You might be looking at moving home, because the Queen of Pentacles can reference a house, a home with a garden, that type of thing. Looking after the home, finances. So I feel that the reason for the worry over this Queen of Pentacles, or around this Queen of Pentacles, is because there's a move that you're looking at. You could be looking at a move within your career. Am I earning enough where I am? Should I stay where I am? It's quite stable. What happens if I move? I'm not sure. I'm a little bit scared to change. Tact. It could be where you're looking at your finances because you are looking to move home, Capricorn, and you're a little bit worried about it. You might not have enough. You might need to be doing some rejiggling or readjusting of your finances. Universe Spirit, why do we have Judgment and the Nine of Wands? Why do we have Judgment and the Nine of Wands? That's something. Oh, because you are worried. There's the Nine of Swords that just flipped out of the deck right off the back. The reason for this Judgment and Nine of Wands is that you're worried about something here. Okay, and we saw it in this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Swords says you're worried about it. Now, what are you worried about? Well, it's a judgment. It's something that may have lain dormant for a certain time. And the Nine of Wands says, shit, I'm really worried about this because maybe it changes everything. The Nine of Wands, remember, when you get nines, they're old. So they're literally coming to the ending. It's the completion of a cycle card. Okay, and Judgment is the rebirth card. So I feel that you're worried about something coming to an end. You're really quite cautious, maybe even quite anxious around it. And it could be something to do with a move. Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? For Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor? Well, one card won't go in. Well, there's two. Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands are the reasons. Alright, so for some of you guys, it might be a relationship. Because Three of Cups suggests joy, and Ace of Wands suggests excitement. Now, for some of you guys, this Seven of Coins could be evaluation on a relationship. Do we continue in a relationship or do I go a new way? So for some of you guys, it could be, Three of Cups can sometimes mean girls, and Ace of Wands represents sometimes a male phallus, or a male penis, so erections, that type of thing, exciting feelings, sexual feelings, that type of thing. You know, sometimes when you do tarot, you do keywords, so you look at how keywords join up, and Three of Cups can be girls, Ace of Wands can be excitement. Maybe for some of you guys, you're living separate lives with someone, Capricorn, because the Nine of Pentacles can reference a woman who's moved in on her own, and the Emperor can be her husband, for example. So maybe there's been something to do with some kind of indiscretion, some kind of, what's the word? I don't want to say cheating, but for some of you guys, it might be that you recognise a relationship that is not as stable as you thought it was, and maybe this is why we have the Queen of Pentacles and that Nine of Swords, because some of you guys might literally be looking at moving on from a relationship, and maybe this is, maybe the Queen of, because sometimes when you get the Queen of Pentacles, she's a woman on her own as well, but she's a woman who's having to focus on doing things on her own without a partner, okay, because she looks at the One Pentacle. So, you know, it might be that some of you guys are looking at your finances, you're looking at what you have, you're looking at the family home, you're looking at if you can do it on your own, you might be worried about it, because you're knowing that maybe there's a move. Now, why is there a move? Well, you're worried about it here, because you recognise the Nine of Wands, that something is nearing completion, and maybe what you're worried about is having to step out there on your own, hence the Judgment card. Who's involved? Well, maybe you and your husband, the Emperor, could be an Aries individual, and you're saying, okay, I'm living separate lives from this person because I don't really feel that I can trust him around women. He seems to have a fairly kind of outrageous libido around females, and I don't really feel that I can trust this person. So therefore, the Seven of Pentacles would mean, do I carry on investing in this relationship, or do I kind of move on to something else? And that Two of Wands and Five of Pentacles, I've just thought, you know, it's interesting how the story has started to flow with these cards in a way, because the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles facing away from each other could mean, for me, the detachment, the kind of ending, or the two people who are estranged from each other. Maybe you've shut somebody out. There we go. Ten of Cups. The reason for this is the Ten of Cups. It's a family situation for some of you guys, okay? Because whenever I see this Pentacles, this Five of Pentacles, this represents you guys shutting somebody out because you are the building. The Five of Pentacles is on this building. It's the glass, and the two people are on the outside of it. So if I'm looking at a reading concerning an earth sign, to me sometimes this signifies that it's the earth sign's decision to shut someone out. And that this is Wands, maybe there is something to do with the Knight of Wands could also represent maybe a person, a fire sign. I feel for some of you guys you're having maybe problems with fire signs in the month of June, potentially. Okay? For some of you. And I feel that for some of you it's your decision to shut something out. Alright? And the reason for this is the Ten of Cups. Now, whenever I've seen this Ten of Cups, especially in the Witch's Tarot, it means that you're saying goodbye to something here. So I feel that some of you guys are saying goodbye, and I feel that intrinsically this, what's involved in this and where the worry is number one, it's a new stage, it's a new life that some of you guys are entering. And number two, you're having to look at your finances, and you're having to look at how you kind of manage things maybe on your own. And finally, why do we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups? Whoops, something wouldn't let go. Well, it's the Five of Wands. So there's blockage in something. And when I looked at these two cards, it looked like something was being offered to this Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups, as I say, isn't you, but it's your energy, I feel, okay? Because the Queen of Cups, as a person, she's really clever. She actually goes inward to try and understand something. So again, with Queens and Kings, they can actually amalgamate their senses because the Kings are often based in logic and action, and the Queens are based in water and intuition, okay? But it's interlinked because both things have got to use their heads as well as their hearts. So I feel that something is offered, and maybe your intuition is saying around this situation, don't take it. And maybe this is why we have the Seven of Pentacles, because maybe you're assessing or evaluating money. All right? Whether you settle for something or whether you want more. And it seems that the basis of this card, of these two cards, is that there is blocked energy. So the blocked energy would suggest, when you get Five of Wands, a lot of the time it means that two people or people cannot reach an agreement. So I feel that there's some agreement that can't be reached. Maybe on property, maybe on splitting of property between you and a partner potentially in the month of June, Capricorn. I feel that there's been maybe for some of you guys a breakdown of a relationship. Maybe you don't trust your partner. It could be a fire sign individual, I feel, okay? Because the Ace of Wands is fire sign. The Emperor is a fire sign. He's Aries. And also this guy in the Two of Wands here that I'm looking at is fire sign. And maybe the person that's actually worrying is the fire sign because it's Nine of Wands. And maybe he's worrying that you guys are actually going to be moving on. Okay? But this person, it seems, has done something here because he shows up as well as the Knight of Wands, fire sign. And the Knight of Wands, we know, goes with his passions. So he's the type of bloke that wants to have sex with you, but he doesn't want to stay with you. And I'm not saying that that's in this case, but it seems to be that maybe for some of you guys, you're dealing with a bit of a player here or somebody who can't keep his whatever in his pants. And it seems that you might have had enough, I feel. Okay, I feel that it might be a marriage as well, okay? A partner that you don't really trust. Maybe you're saying goodbye to this person, Ten of Cups. Something has reached its full potential and now you're moving on to something new. And I feel that your partner, or whoever this person is, might be a bit worried about it. They might be trying to hold on to you. Okay, I feel that something is offered. This would usually be you as the Ace of Pentacles, but it doesn't matter because it's a pentacle and it shows that something is offered, but it shows somebody is not interested in this. Okay? And that's because, you know, you're looking at this and you're saying, you know what? Five of Wands, it's battle, it's argument. It's where we cannot agree on something. Okay? It could be that there's an argument over cash with someone that you love or somebody in your relation you're in a relationship with, but I feel that there are disagreements happening here. I'm sorry it's not more positive, Capricorn, but that's what I'm sensing. But I feel that the advice for the month is, you know, think carefully about your finances. Think carefully about what you're worth. You know, do you stay in something because you're used to it or do you move out of it? You know, Do you stay in something that you've invested a lot of energy on, or do you move out of the situation? I do sense that there is some issues going on here for Capricorn, especially involving relationships and the home and finance in the month of June. But, you know, don't worry about it, okay? Because I'm sure that everything will be resolved. We're just going to get one more card. I'm going to use the Universal Weight, and I'm just going to ask, Universal Spirit, I've just done this reading. Where is everything heading? Where is everything heading with this reading? What will be the outcome in June? What will be the outcome in June? Show me in one card. What will be the outcome from this reading in June? Show me. Well, the Four of Swords. So things seem to take a pause. It could mean that peace is restored, because the Four of Swords does mean healing and peace. But it can also mean where, you know, a decision isn't made yet, because the sword is put down until another day. It means a lot of thinking is going on. So it might not be a complete resolution yet to this situation for some of you guys, if it resonates with you, but just know that things are actually in the process, hopefully, of working themselves out. That is your reading, Capricorn, for the month of June 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will speak to you guys real soon. Take care.